So glad you could join me. So today I'm going to answer the questions that were left on my last video. And as I like to do when I just want to ramble and don't actually want to play much, I'm going to wander a bit in Minecraft. So you can look at the beautiful scenery, the lovely biomes of the mod biomes of plenty, and we'll just take a little explore while I talk. Let me just bring up the questions, that would be helpful. Okay, I don't know what all these red lines are. I wonder if I can get rid of them somehow. That's kind of annoying. I think they mark the edges of chunks. Oh well. I don't really have time to screw around with mods right now. I should have just... I tried to just get Biomes of Plenty. It did work, but it's been a long time since I've done mods, so I just used a launcher with some other mods, and now we have these red lines, but that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, first question we have from Deep Whispers asks, what do you love most and least about the ASMR creative process? What do well, I know what I like least is editing. I hate editing videos. I don't know, I just get so excited about putting videos up on my channel that I just want to get them up there. I don't want to listen to myself over and over again. You know, try to fix things. And plus, I'm not very, like, I don't really know a whole lot about editing. I use Windows Movie Maker or whatever, like the default program that comes with Windows, to edit my videos. So it's just, like I can chop stuff off, out, or put, or like knit, clips together, but that's about it. Maybe I should teach myself how to edit more at some point in all of my spare time. Whoops. I have peaceful mode on, so don't worry. We're not going to encounter any mobs, or at least nobody's going to hurt us. No, I guess you won't encounter any mobs in peaceful. I think that's how it works. Anyway, so yeah, I don't like editing. It's a creative process. Is that like... This is a very deep question that you've asked, Deep Whispers. Let me see if I can come at it from a couple angles to see if I can... Hopefully I'll cover what you wanted to know. About like running a channel in general and making videos. I love getting to connect with people and knowing that maybe I've made someone's day a little better by watching the video, sharing, you know, fun games and stuff. Because gaming, I mean, like, people make fun of gamers being basement nerds or whatever that live in their mom's basement and are antisocial, but really, I think most gamers are pretty social people, and they want to share their love of games with other people, and not just play them all by yourself. So that's what I like about my channel in particular. And then but as far as actually making the videos, now I haven't, or at least I haven't in ages gotten into like role plays and stuff like that, so I don't know how creative I really am when it comes to making videos. I just put the game on and then I play it and then I talk about it and then I put up a video. So I really kind of have the easiest, I kind of made it easy for myself. But I guess, yeah, just getting to experience new games is fun, because often I will like, and I'm sure a lot of you do this, you'll pick up games on Steam on sale, and then they just kind of sit in your library for a while, until you remember that you have them, and then, oops, I'm stuck in quicksand, and then you're like, oh yeah, that game, I should play that game, and then, oh, there's a ravine down there, let's try not to fall into that. And so, yeah, so I've kind of accumulated a lot of games that I haven't necessarily, like, I'm not necessarily super familiar with, but I just kind of check them out and be like, hey, this looks like a good ASMR game. Does it involve lots of killing of people? No? Okay, here we go. And then I'll make a video, and so often when I'm recording for you guys, I'm experiencing the game for the first time myself. And then, you know, you never know what kind of silly things will happen, like, was that bus driving simulator game that I did once, so I ended up driving off. I had to make a U-turn because I got so screwed up and turned around. Yeah, that was fun. I think that game was more funny than relaxing, but that's okay. So I hope that answers your question. You can always clarify more if it wasn't what you wanted to hear about. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Nostra Douglas 5 asks, what are your favorite movies? Also, I would like to request more soft-spoken videos. I prefer those to the whispered ones. Yeah, so I do try to go kind of alternate between whispered and soft-spoken, unless like I'm doing a series of one game and then I try to stick with the same voice style, or if I'm sick I'll tend to whisper just so that like I cough less. I mean, I usually try to avoid recording when I'm sick at all, but if there's something like funky going on with my voice, then maybe I'll whisper. But yeah, so I do try to alternate, so hopefully, like, I'm doing soft-spoken today, so I hope you enjoy that. Favorite movies, let's see, well, okay, okay, let me think. So in the past couple years, I guess, some of my favorites, was definitely Avatar. Not the movie that never existed, about, that, you know, hypothetically would be about the Avatar The Last Bender universe if they made a movie, because they never made a movie. The other one, the one with the blue aliens. I love that movie. And I know it's like, some people kind of bashed it for like simplistic storylines and stuff like that, but if you ever have a chance to dig around on the internet and find the James Cameron's original ideas for the screenplay for it, and it was going to be, the plot of the first movie was going to be 2 movies long. It wasn't going to be just one, and there was a whole lot more that they were going to put into it, and the story would have been a lot deeper. So I'm kind of hoping the sequels will be able to explore some of the stuff that were in the that was in the original script, maybe somehow. But it's just gorgeous. Like, visually, that movie is stunning. And you know, the whole like defeating the evil corporate bad guys and rescuing the beautiful planet, it's like, it just tugs at your heartstrings. And when that movie came out, I was at a point in my life where I had I was struggling with like leg and knee pain. That's a whole story in and of itself, that I won't get into here because it is a long one, but suffice to say, I have not always enjoyed the kind of ease of mobility that most people kind of take for granted. Not to make anyone feel bad if you take it for granted, you know, it's a wonderful thing if you've never had to think about your own mobility and how to get around. But I've spent a decent amount of time on crutches, so thankfully not anymore. I'm fine now, but just so to see Jake, I think that was his name, the main character, go from being in a wheelchair to then transferring into the body, the Na'vi body, and being able to run and play and jump and swing through the forest. It was just really touching, because like I can understand, even though, you know, he was permanently injured and I was only temporarily injured, but I understand that kind of feeling of like being so limited, and then like to be able to be gifted a body that works, after all that, after having to deal with that, it's beautiful. So I really like that aspect. So I'm looking forward to any sequels that come out. What else did I like? I liked, I'll give this a caveat, is I liked Interstellar, but I want to say Interstellar, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it, but only if you're like not looking for, don't watch it if you're just looking to veg and relax with a movie and just kind of zone out. That's not the kind of movie. You don't want to watch Interstellar if you just want to like chill out and relax. If you just want to chill out and have a good time, go watch like the Iron Man trilogy, another series of movies that I really like. You know, go watch Iron Man, go have a good time. But if you feel like you're ready to get emotionally kind of punched in the face a couple times, but still come out overall with like a positive experience, you can go see Interstellar. I suppose you can't go see it in theaters anymore, but you know, go watch it. Cause it, like, it's emotionally so gripping. And I know a lot of people like are making fun of the whole like Marv thing, but like as a parent, like I get that emotion that he had, and I, you know, maybe I sound kind of like a doofus when I'm, you know, if I was gonna be emotional over one of my kids, but yeah, I mean, I get it, and I don't know, Interstellar's a little more of a newer movie, so I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but I really did enjoy that overall. I mean, I cried like a baby, like, it was, I should say I cried at the end of Avatar as well, when he, like, gets transferred into the Na'vi body permanently, at least I hope so. I cried, because, like I said, anyway, yeah, I mean, it's not like I cry a lot during movies, but if I do cry, I usually liked it. So yeah, Interstellar, Avatar, the Iron Man trilogy. There's not a whole lot to say about that. Like I said, it's just great, fun movies to watch. Avengers. I like a lot of the Marvel movies. I missed a few, and I should probably watch them at some point. But yeah, I like the Marvel movies. Of course, the new Star Wars one, but like, who doesn't like that one? And now that I've said that, someone's gonna pop in the comments and be like, excuse me, actually, I don't like it, and this is why, but that's okay, you're entitled to your opinion. Just be kind to your fellow nerds. So yeah, I like this new Star Wars movie. I like the new Star Trek movie. I didn't like the second one so much. But I didn't like the first one and the second one too much, but the third one I really enjoyed. A badass female character, just, you know, I'm a sucker for that kind of characterization. So that was good. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, except for the fact that, okay, now if you aren't familiar with this, right, the guy who played, Chekhov, Anton Yeltsin, he unfortunately very tragically died after his Jeep Cherokee malfunctioned and pinned him against his fence. And when I went to see Star Trek Beyond, they played a Jeep Cherokee advertisement at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, this is the most tasteless thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, this should not be okay. This should not be allowed. But anyway, so yeah, I think those are all the movies that come to mind right now. Yeah. Let's see. ASMRtificer. ASMRtificer. I'm not saying that right. I apologize. How do you select the games you play? Word of mouth and Steam sales? Yeah, so a bit of word of mouth, bit of Steam sales. I like to watch, a lot of, the group called Yogscast. You might have heard of them. They're a British group of, mainly British, group of, YouTubers who do a lot of gaming videos, and so sometimes one of them will play a video that I think would make a really good, ASMR video, and then I'll like put that on my Steam wish list. But yeah, Steam sales, sometimes Humble Bundle, but Humble Bundle video or games can be really weird. Like, I got a Humble Bundle of like board game ones, and besides for like, what's it called? The train one. Oh, there's my baby. Okay. I think he went back to sleep, so I'll try to keep recording. And I figured out how to turn off the red lines. Turns out the same button that I use to press record on Fraps also puts those red lines on. So, anyway, I got them off now, which is great. Yeah, what was I saying about, Ticket to Ride. So the Ticket to Ride game is great, except that it's basically like a PC version of the mobile game, which is fine, but it's just not the greatest. But yeah, that whole bundle was really weird. Like, I got a game called 100% Orange Juice, and it is the weirdest game. It's Japanese or something. But I didn't really get it at all, so I tried to play it to see if I can make a video of it, because it's like, it's a board game, nobody kills each other, this will be great. No. It was really strange. Anyway, so yeah, that's mostly how I found the games that, and if Yogscast plays them, or I'll see them, you know, recommended in the news or whatever. Or on Reddit. Sometimes I'll see what Reddit. I'm trying to remember where I heard about Stardew Valley. I think it was probably on Reddit. Yeah, Stardew Valley is amazing. Anyway, how do I manage to balance family and ASMR video creation? I haven't made one in a long time, as I find it difficult with having 2 kids now. Yeah, well, as you saw, I didn't record any this summer. So I record when my older son is at school, and my little son is napping. And I don't know what I'm gonna do when my little one stops napping. Maybe I'll be able to, I'll probably try to block off like an evening a week to record then. So how do I balance it? I mean, like, the thing with having kids to manage is, I find you really need to examine everything that you do in the day and decide if it's worth it to you or not. Like, don't do things just because all the other families do it that way. If something's not working for your family, then don't worry about it. Like, if me and my husband weren't such gamers already, and I already make time to make sure that I get to play video games, then I think I would have a lot harder time finding time to do ASMR videos. So, cause like, I've kind of incorporated into my, my gaming time, is that when I record a video, I also get to play something, so that helps. I would have a hard time if I was trying to record like a traditional ASMR video with like tapping and scratching and crinkling and all that kind of stuff. I like those videos. I don't see myself ever being able to record one. Especially not silently. I don't know, some people can just not talk for an hour and tap on, you know, a crinkly bag, but I can't. So yeah, I would, if I were you, I'd try to find, you know, you have to decide what's important in your life and in your time, and you know what, if ASMR isn't right now, that's fine. Like, you know, as your kids get older, you'll start to have more time again. Yeah, and you'll start to find more time to be able to record. Or maybe if you can look at, you know, things that you spend your time on right now, maybe you will be able to find something that you could cut out and you could replace, with, recording ASMR instead. So yeah. Let's see what's next. Ryan Groff says, I nearly found your channel through your MTG videos when you went over the guild packs. Do you still play any Magic, and do you plan on doing any more Magic ASMR videos? You have, from what I found, some of, if not the best, MTG ASMR content out there. Well, thank you for the compliment, but I'm afraid I don't play Magic anymore. Speaking of cutting things out when you don't need them in your life, I think my son is talking in his sleep, because he keeps making a tiny noise, or like he'll say a baby babble, but then go silent again. So I think he's talking in his sleep. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, where was I? I don't play Magic anymore. It's a great game, but I don't have the time to devote to it in order to wrap my head around the rules in order to be good enough that I would enjoy playing it. If that makes sense. Oh, I'm stuck in quicksand again. You know, Magic is one of those games that's not too hard to learn, but it's difficult to master, in my opinion. And there's just a lot that you need to keep track of in a Magic game, and I wasn't playing it enough that it took me a really long time to work through all the things I need to pay attention to in a turn, and I was starting to get kind of frustrated with it, so I ended up giving it up. My husband, I think, would still like to play eventually, but he hasn't really found anyone to play with since we moved, so he hasn't been playing very much, which is sad because I know he enjoys it. As for making more videos, I did try to get my husband to make a Magic video with me. I thought that maybe we could record together so that he could provide some commentary on the new cards, but he didn't seem too interested in that, so unfortunately I don't think for the foreseeable future I will be able to. I mean, maybe I might pick up Duels of the Planeswalkers or something, because that at least is like, I can put that on easy mode and then I don't have to work so hard to think about it. Yeah. Sorry, but life happens. Right, and then, okay, next question. The Newfie SSJ6. I think that's how you say your name. My favorite food. I'm a fan of ice cream. Am I going up this? No, I'm not. Okay. I don't know how to climb waterfalls, clearly. I thought I could just swim up this waterfall. Nope. Okay, I won't do that. My favorite food, yeah, I'm a fan of ice cream. I like sushi. Sushi is good. Stuff with coconut in is really good. I'm not incredibly picky, like anything that's made fresh, homemade, with care, with good ingredients. I generally enjoy. Let's climb the top of this volcano. The best advice you have ever received. Oh, deep questions, guys. I'm gonna have to think about that one for a second here. I'm trying to think of advice that I have been given. Okay, I mean, like, it's hard to pick the best, but I'll go with, something that my great-grandmother used to say, that, you are bigger than the bee. She's Ukrainian, so you are bigger than the bee. She has a little bit of an accent. And just, like, you know, you don't have to be afraid of something. You are bigger than the bee. So you can kill the bee. Don't be afraid of the bee. So I don't know what the bee might be in your life, but you are bigger than it, and you can handle it. Thoughts on the recent magic blocks? Well, like I said above, I haven't paid too much attention to it, but I do know that, like, the last bit that I saw was, there's a fly buzzing around my room. Oh my god, that's really irritating. I hope it doesn't interrupt the video with I'm almost done now and I can't really afford to re-record, so I'm sorry. Fly tingles? Maybe? Maybe not. Right, the last thing that I saw was like a promo set of all the, like, the main planeswalkers, but like as zombies, which was creepy. Yeah, I'm not a fan of zombies. I like the whole, like, Return to Innistrad thing did not hold my attention at all. But I hear that the latest one is more, supposed to be kind of, they said, happier. Like, it has, like, artifact themes, so that sounds kind of neat. What else? Okay, so we have one more question from Jan's Whispers. Is there an element or combination of elements that you think hasn't been done before or hasn't been done for a long time in gaming that you would like to see? Or elements that you'd like to see introduced to an existing franchise that previously didn't exist within that franchise? So, originally what I definitely would have said to this question is that we needed some kind of Harvest Moon, updated Harvest Moon. Thankfully, Stardew Valley has come along and filled that gap for us. So I definitely had a period where I was like, all of these, you know, like, collection games, farming games were coming out on mobile, but there hardly seemed to be anybody doing those kind of, like, more casual games on the PC, and I was really frustrated. And then we found Stardew Valley, so that's awesome. But there's another game that I would really love to see come to life again that I used to play endlessly as a kid, called Creatures. And I think my baby's actually awake now, but hopefully I can just finish this question. It's called Creatures, and you would raise these little fluffy animals called Norns, and they would grow up and they would have babies, and then the babies would grow up, and so on and so forth, and you could have, like, generations of them. So kind of like The Sims, but like little animals. And it was really cute, and I wish that we could get a good reboot of that, because they were so limited by the technology of the time, and there were some supremely major bugs that came out with them. But this was in the era of CDs, and so they couldn't just deliver, like, a day one patch or something like that to fix things. So some of it became almost unplayable, and that the creatures wouldn't do what they were supposed to do. Their genetics wouldn't mutate the way they were supposed to do. So I'd really love to see that come back somehow, but done properly. And I think with like procedural generation and stuff too, you could end up with some neat like exploration aspects to the game, and maybe like you can try to breed creatures that would have different traits so that they would be able to explore different areas of the world or something like that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of possibility there. But yeah, I would love to see that game come back. It's just like having little friends to play with in your game, just so sweet. And you know, and babies and stuff. I love babies. I'm a sucker for babies, so it was always cute to have a look at babies. So yeah, so those are all the questions. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. And now that my son is back in school, I'm hoping to be able to record once a week again going forward. I'll see about maybe live streaming, because that would be cool. Pardon me. So yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you all have a lovely day, or sleep, depending on what you're doing right now, because you might be sleeping. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.